So I found this story interesting for a number of reasons. This is in the Daily Mail. Admittedly, I'm not sure this is the best source, but I think it's worthy of comment nonetheless. Exclusive: Ivanka has bust up with her dad over her plan to go to Biden's inauguration. So she would, quote, come across as a good sport and save her political career, which Donald said was the worst decision she could make. Ivanka Trump had plans to go against her father's wishes and attend Joe Biden's inauguration on January 20th, thedailymail.com can reveal. She worried that her promising political career is in jeopardy and is doing whatever she can to save her reputation, a White House insider says. President Trump was up in arms about Ivanka's decision, calling it the worst decision she could ever make. Ivanka is convinced that by attending Biden's inauguration, she will come across as a good sport and will gain future supporters, the source says. Donald Trump made it clear he wouldn't be attending Joe Biden's inauguration in a tweet last week before his social media accounts were suspended. The White House is being dubbed a circus on steroids with Trump's kids desperately vying for control, the insider added. I mean, this is just too perfect. This is just too perfect. I also enjoy how everybody sort of agrees. I feel like the majority position in America is we hate political dynasties. You know, you talk to anybody and they're like, forget the Clintons, forget the Bushes, and now, you know, the Trumps are trying to become a thing. And it's just so funny how they used the rhetoric of being outsiders, and now they're so happy to be insiders, and she wants to hold on to that however the hell she can, by any means necessary. And this is exactly what I would expect from her, and exactly what I would expect from Trump. Trump feels betrayed by her for doing this because she feels like this is he feels like it's not a sign of solidarity with him, and he's incredibly selfish, of course, and she feels like, Dad, come on, you're really old, at some point you're going to die, and I want to have a political future too. And it's just so gross. I hate it when you can sense the careerism, the ladder climbing, the total lack of any moral convictions or principles or even policy preferences. And that's exactly what we see here. It's a very like Mayor Pete type story. How with Mayor Pete, you could see it from a mile away, how it's just raw ambition. He will slit anybody's throat who he has to get to where he wants to go. And this is, you're kind of seeing that from Ivanka here too. I mean, Trump is a little bitch, and, you know, I really do think it's so beta that he doesn't want to show up to the inauguration. But what Ivanka's doing here is just raw political calculation, and I expect a lot more of this like House of Cards style politics from all the Trumps. And I'm interested to see what the hell is going to happen when you have multiple Trump kids who all want to be president. Are you going to have a primary at some point with like Ivanka and Eric and Don Jr.? I mean, it's certainly in the realm of possibility that you get at least two of them running. But I think they all have political ambitions. And I think they all look up to their dumbass dad. But it's all so gross. I want to shower after reading this story. It's interesting, but it's also really gross because you could smell like the desperation on all of them and how none of them make decisions just from principle or like what they really know in their bones is correct. It's all like, again, ladder climbing, Machiavellian garbage. So it's funny too how Trump, like, he would rather tank his kids to save his own ego. You know what I mean? Like, even if it was adequately explained to Don that, hey man, this actually will help your daughter's future political prospects, he'd be like, I don't care. She must stand in solidarity with me with everything that's gone on recently. She must be with me, even if that means she has no future. And that's just too perfect for him. But, oh, man. Yet again, I want to take a shower when I see what's going on behind the scenes in Washington, D.C., especially with dynasty families.